waiting for you to explore right now, like Alt 2K. A commercial-free look back to alternative from the 2000s. With Foo Fighters, Weezer, Linkin Park, Green Day, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Alt 2K, and make it your next preset.
iHeartRadio!
AM 1300, The Zone.
What you looking at the one?
To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1.
Looking for the one. What you looking at the one?
Yo, man. Yo, open up, man. What you want, man? My girl just caught me. You made her catch you? I don't know how I let this happen.
Two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio. LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox with you here. Coming up top of next hour, a little over 10 minutes from now. Already bad news for one team in the NFL. And this is a team who won over the weekend. We'll get into that for you here on FSR. By the way, if you've ever wanted to try an Olympic or a Paralympic sport, try fencing. It's fast, safe, and easy to start. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing. So there's a lot of people out here who play fantasy football. If you're listening, you've got either one league or multiple leagues, or, you're just a degenerate like the rest of us. And, people make mistakes. And it's time for people on this show to own up to those mistakes with this.
Now, two girls, one cup. Sorry, that up.
Check this out.
It's two pros and a cup of Joe's fantasy cups.
All right, so Lead the Lap's got 15 fantasy leagues.
That's true.
I've got one. Brady's a brand new participant in fantasy football.
Hell yeah.
By the way, Brady, did you win this week? How'd your fantasy league go? Or your fantasy
haven't checked. Have not checked. The backstory here, folks, is my nephew asked me to be a part of the league. Didn't want to disappoint him. Didn't want to say no. So Uncle Brady signed up, and I did an auto draft. I have not looked at it since. So
is this your?
I don't even know. I don't even know who's on my team.
Is this your nephew's first league?
I don't know. I don't know any more details. I just said yes, and I moved on.
I literally forgot to start two players last night.
No.
Literally forgot to put them in the lineup.
How?
I don't know. Just completely forgot.
So it was an empty slot.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, basically.
And did that cost you the win?
No, but if you get down later in the
close to begin with.
Yeah, you weren't close enough, but every point counts, because if it gets down to tiebreakers, it's based on season totals on your points.
Yep.
And so even if you lose, you want to accumulate as many points as possible just in case there's tiebreakers. And I literally just forgot. Just week one, sloppy, poor team management, just a bad job by me. And I ended up butchering my opportunity to get some more points from last night's game. It's too bad, because I like to wait. What I'll do is I'll wait until about 15, 20 minutes before, and then I'll put my players into the lineup, just because it messes with people's heads that I'm in the league with.
Yeah.
And then
That's
I
how it
backfired on me, and I forgot last night. So how'd you do, Lee?
I did pretty good. I went 4 for 5 out of my 5 leagues. But the league that I lost in was pretty miserable. I was going against Dan Byer here at Fox Sports Radio, and I would have been doubled by everyone in the league. I had 60 points. And most people scored around 120. I had one player score double digits. That was Chase Brown. And meanwhile, I had A.J. Brown, Calvin Ridley, and George Pickens as my starting wide receivers. Not one of them put over 4 points. Meanwhile, I had Zay Flowers on the bench, who would have doubled all 3 of them together. So that was pretty miserable. And so only up from here. I cannot do that again.
And you've got to own that. That's your fault.
That is my fault.
That you put those players in.
Yeah, absolutely. Zay Flowers is on my starting roster from here on out.
I'm telling you, listen, Brady, you got get in there and start mixing and matching, wheeling and dealing. You can make trades. You can cut guys. You can be like, I don't like how you're performing. Just let some guys show some guys walking papers. It's fun, man.
Yeah, sounds real cool, man. As soon as I'm done watching film and doing what like normal dudes do, then I'll get to that. Yeah.
This is normal dude stuff. It's what we
do.
It
is? This is what dudes do now.
This is a form of gambling.
You guys paint your fingernails too?
Welcome in. Hey, that was for a good cause last night.
That's always for a good cause. Tell me someone who paints their fingernails that's not for a good cause.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox. Looking for something new? Try fencing, the Olympic and Paralympic sport that mixes speed, strategy, and fun. It's like chess meets cardio, quick feet, quick decisions, and a satisfying beep when you score a point. Kids, teens, and adults can start anytime, no experience needed, and many clubs have loaner gear. Coaches teach fundamentals and safety from day one. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing.
As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
The left lane now gets by as cleanup for a vehicle fire blocks off 2 right lanes on I-35 northbound at Ronald Reagan Boulevard, but it's causing an hour of backup, and your delays start from FM 972. Over on 183A southbound, a crash at Lakeline Mall Drive has moved from the main lanes over to the left shoulder. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
Bobby Bones here. I know everyone's looking to save this summer. Well, at Staples, your back-to-school budget is saved by the button, the easy button. I'm talking supplies as low as 25 cents. I might have to check those out after this. Pencil that in. Staples. That was easy.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
I'm John Walzak, host of the new podcast, Missing in Arizona.
And I'm Robert Fisher, one of the most wanted men in the world.
We cloned his voice using AI. In 2001,
police say I killed my family.
3 dead bodies, 2 were children.
He slit the throat of all of them.
First mom, then the kids.
And rigged my house to explode.
In a quiet suburb.
This is the Beverly Hills of the valley.
Some house just exploded and ignited on fire.
Before escaping into the wilderness.
Leading police on a massive manhunt in rugged terrain.
There was sleet and hail and snow coming down.
It was the biggest manhunt in Arizona history.
They found my wife's SUV.
Within 50 feet was a cave.
You could be buried under
rock fall, and you've got a skeleton leaning up against the wall.
And my dog flew.
All I could think of is seeing the sniper me out of some tree.
But not me.
Police believe he is alive and hiding somewhere.
Can you disappear and change your name and work for cash? Yeah, you can.
Fisher is still very much a priority with the FBI. He's on the 10 most wanted list.
Listen to Missing in Arizona.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeart Radio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Coach Sark and a couple of the players met with the media yesterday to recap San Jose State and preview UTEP. That's right, El Paso will be in the house. Minnesota and Chicago had one heck of a battle in the NFC North. Joe Cook of Inside Texas joins us at 7:34. We will talk big college games of the week as well. Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans, join us at 8:17. And can fans start acting like they got some sense?
No, they won't do it.
That is what we're about to talk about. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy, Marcus, behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to voice your opinion, all you got to do is use that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. We can receive your message instantly, and if it's good enough, you'll hear it on air, but I'll give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Lainey Wilson. That's right. September the 18th is just around the corner, and get your chance to win right now. But I want to get into Coach Sark first. We can talk about the fans and all that at the end of the hour, because fans are really on my nerves because they don't know how to act. But we've all been those people at one point in our lives. I'm not going to lie to you. There has been some time where I've been really crazy out there.
You've been in the crowd acting up?
I've been.
Like when we went to the Moody Center and the LSU fans were on you?
No, that was on them. Because they was about to get me on them.
Oh, that was different.
Yeah.
That was different.
I didn't say a word the entire game until it was time to get busy. So, then I'm calm before the storm. You know what I'm talking about? I'm calm before the storm. And there will definitely be some furniture moving. But
I was there.
Yeah, it's all to the good. So sometimes you got to get things right. And that's what Coach Sark was talking about. He told us that he was going to come in with his good, bad, and ugly. And he wanted to come out and tell us exactly what he talked about and what he saw on the film.
As far as Saturday, just to reiterate, thanks to our fans. What an awesome turnout for an 11 a.m. kick season opener to have over 100,000 people Saturday. I thought our students were amazing. Staying until the end, singing the Eyes of Texas. That was awesome, and look forward to them to being back again this Saturday for an afternoon kick here against UTEP. As far as the game goes, start positively. I thought that things that we emphasized, we got the rewards on. We really went into last week talking about, attacking the ball on defense, and we created 4 turnovers, but you could see the intent on those plays and on other plays where we got our hands on the ball, whether it was in the pass game, whether it was the second tackler in trying to get the ball out. Like, they were very intentional attacking the ball, and the result was we got the 4 turnovers and some other opportunities I think presented themselves. We got to stay down that path. Offensively, we really made it a point to try to be more explosive, and we found more explosive plays. I think we were about 20% of our plays were explosives, 9 passes, 5 rushes, and so finding our ability to be explosive on offense is a huge component of that. Thought we were a lot more efficient in the red area. We had the 1 turnover that, like I said, I think Arch will definitely learn from that experience of what that felt like, what that looked like. But I think more importantly was the ability to play complementary football, which I didn't think we did a great job of in week 1. Got much better this week of when we got the turnovers, we got the short fields, we turned those into points. And so playing that style of game was important for us. I think, the couple of things that were glaring, and the easy one to look at that because it's very tangible, is the penalties. And you have 12 penalties for 115 yards, which means there's some major fouls in there. And they were in all 3 phases. On special teams, we roughed the punter and we got a holding on a punt return. On defense, we had a couple offsides. We roughed the passer. Offensively, we have a holding by a wide receiver. We have a holding by an interior offensive lineman. We have a chop block. We have false starts. And so it was kind of across the board, which lent myself to this idea that, where was our mental intensity? Where was our mental focus Saturday? I know human nature is what it is, and you come off of a really big game on the road for your season opener, and human nature is let's take a deep breath and relax. We don't get to relax. Our mental intensity needs to be as high as it needs to be. We need to play with the right type of discipline throughout the week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That discipline is what's going to lead to the proper habits of how we practice, which ultimately.
And that's where Coach Sark was talking about it, right? Like he is intent to make sure that these penalties, these false starts, you're playing at home and you commit more penalties than you did on the road. You have the home crowd with you. They're on your side. They're not trying to get you to jump off sides. And I understand the hype and everything else of where certain things need to be, but there are times where you have to truly, truly understand which the thought process is, right? So we were talking about Colin Simmons and his penalties, and then they were asking, what's the deal with Colin Simmons, and is there consequences?
I think he's leading the country in penalties right now with 5, as a matter of fact. I don't think he thought after 2 games that would be what he'd be leading the country in. So, again, another guy who I think's just trying a little too hard. He's trying to jump the snap count, and he's got to be more mindful. At the end of the day, you have to point him out. I think in game, what happens is when you get a penalty, there's a consequence. The team suffers, right? You go back 5 yards, you go back 15 yards. The opponent gets to continue to possess the ball because you rough a punter. There's consequences to penalties. Well, we need to have consequences in practice too.
Ooh. Hey, consequences. We saw on Saturday. You look at Syracuse. They won the game, but they played like Texas did as far as the penalties.
And he ran them after the game.
And after the game, he said, hey, guys, line up on the 40.
No.
All of y'all. The guys that suited up, that didn't play, y'all too.
Nope.
And he ran them.
Yep.
He said there's consequences. And can you believe this? There were people that were actually mad.
Yeah,
and they thought that he was showing them up.
Nope.
That he was punishing them in front of people. Listen.
Y'all could have left the stadium.
If your son, and yeah, DJ, I'm talking about you. If your son knocks something off the table on purpose, are you going to wait until later on to discipline him?
Nope.
Are you going to do it on the spot?
I think that answer.
Exactly.
I think everybody knows.
And that's what he did.
Yeah.
Fran is an unbelievable coach. I tell my wife all the time, like if there was somebody if there was somewhere that Jacob could have went, I would have wanted him to go there because I know the man.
Yeah.
And when you talk to somebody and you see how they really are, and hey, if your son come here, I'm gonna treat him like I treat mine. That's what I want.
Yep.
Don't call me. If you have to put them in their place, put them in their place. Coach Sark is putting the guys in their place.
And that's what Coach Sark is all about. And then he asked, is this more of a little bit of tough love for Colin and the way that you're treating him?
No, I mean, there was tough love Saturday. You know, we took him out. He didn't start the second half. You know, I mean, and I think we got his attention. You know, I think he had the 3 penalties were in the first half. He didn't have any in the second half, and he got half a sack, you know? So, you know, I just think that you settling down, you know, you don't get 10 sacks in one play, you know, and you play within the confines of the defense. You play within the confines of the other defensive linemen of, you know, when your rush attempts are there and how to play, and you apply the game plan. Like for instance, in this game, I thought we missed 3 sacks, you know, and he had 1. I think Brad Spence had another one, and I can't recall the third, but our whole rush plan, if you're an edge rusher, was to rush to the upfield shoulder of the quarterback. His all over the tape, when he got pressure, he scrambled around. He never went up in the pocket. Well, we didn't do that, and we came flat, and he ran around us 3 times. And so we have to apply the things that we work on in practice. That's a snapshot of one thing in the game, but there was other things that I think we need to be better at as a team of applying what we're teaching you to do throughout the week in game when the moment comes.
It's the old saying, do your job. That's it. Do what you're supposed to do.
It's not hard to do your own job.
Do your job.
but it is, focus is hard because they're young people. And they just have to get better at it, have more experience.
Do your job. That's it. I mean,
okay, coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's just simple. It's simple. He just said it. We work on it all week. Just do what you're supposed to do. Everybody else is there. It's a team game. It's not 1 on 11. It'll be tough.
Try to get 10 sacks in one play.
Exactly.
That was a great comment.
We're going to continue the conversations coming up in the next segment. We'll hear more from Coach Sark. We got Joe Cook of Inside Texas at 7:34. And will fans kind of keep their hands to themselves? I'm about to hit somebody. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio. AM 1300. The Zone.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
One time when Bill Schoening and I were doing a Tuesday night game, and there was an umpire behind the plate, Tom Jenkins. And Tom was a rather corpulent fellow, and he lets a pitch go in there. And you hear this pop again. He goes, ball two. Then crystal clear that our field mic picked up was some fan yelling, Jenkins, you fat.
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
September 19th and 20th at T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Limited tickets still available at AXS.com.
Get yours while you still can.
Gear up, music fans. Hyundai is back as a proud partner of the 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Join us as our electrifying all-star lineup hits the stage like never before.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The left lane now gets by as cleanup for a vehicle fire blocks off 2 right lanes on I-35 northbound at Ronald Reagan Boulevard, but it's causing an hour of backup, and your delays start from FM 972. Over on 183A southbound, a crash at Lakeline Mall Drive has moved from the main lanes over to the left shoulder. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
The number 7 Texas Longhorns bounced back in a big way on Saturday afternoon, rolling past San Jose State with a 38-7 victory in Austin. After a rough opener, Arch Manning looked every bit of the star, throwing for 295 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half, and then adding a 20-yard rushing score in the third. Freshman wideout Parker Livingstone stole the show with 128 yards receiving and 2 scores, including an electrifying 83-yard touchdown. Texas' longest play since 2017. Transfer tight end Jack Indries found the end zone twice, giving the Longhorns plenty of firepower. On defense, Texas smothered the Spartans, forcing 4 turnovers and getting standout performances by Ty Anthony Smith and Michael Taft, who racked up 8 tackles. If there's a blemish, it's discipline. Texas was flagged 12 times for 115 yards.
Hey, it's JB and Sandy. You know, we like to tell you guys about people and places that we do business with because we know they're going to treat you well. And we can certainly say that about our friends Scott and Stacy Feller at Koala Cooling. If you don't have a good relationship with an AC company, make this relationship. Get in touch with our friends at Koala Cooling at koalacooling.com or call them at 512-759-8800.
I know a lot of you are new to Texas, so take it from some longtime Texans and some native Texans on this show. You need a maintenance plan, a regular scheduled service, and you can do that with Koala Cooling for just $27 a month, and you'll just stay on top of it before you have a disaster, before you're caught without AC with triple digits.
It's great because they'll call and say, hey, it's time for your checkup. We'll send someone out there. Are you available tomorrow? And that way you know that your system is working well. Reach out to our friends at Koala Cooling. They are qualified.
iHeart presents the police coming straight from the underground. Ice Cube bringing truth to power.
You know how we do.
Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude.
Before hip-hop, homies got shot.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Let's go.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Coheed and Cambria and Taking Back Sunday. Live in Austin. Coheed and Cambria and Taking Back Sunday. With special guest, Foxing, live at Moody Amphitheater at Waterloo Park, September 9th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, covering the 40 acres.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM. Joe Cook of South Texas as he breaks it down from what he saw from the press review yesterday. I asked him about Parker Livingston, and that's cleared up now. His name is Parker Livingston, not Parker Livingston. Asked him after the game how his name is pronounced, and that is exactly what it did. So I was right the whole time when I was announcing his name. That's right. So now we get into the rest of the offense. Coach Sark came in and talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly. That was his phrase and what he was focused on, and that was letting people know what he thought about the team as a whole on the offensive side.
I would say offensively, varying game plans. What I like about our offense right now, I think these guys are coachable. When we make an emphasis on things to improve upon, whether it's individual players or as a unit, they've responded. We obviously challenged Arch from one week to the next. I think he responded, and there's growing pains still in there. when we challenged them on, creating more explosive plays, breaking more tackles, I think our guys have responded to that. Now we need to be more consistent. We need to take practice to the game. I think the details in our offense need to improve. But again, we've got some, I hate saying young players, we have some new faces, and there's going to be some growing pains. I wasn't naive to that, to think we were just going to be a well-oiled machine the first month of the season, but I want to see incremental growth. And there were some errors Saturday that need to improve. Our third down pass protection needs to improve, not from a physical standpoint, but schematically of understanding the stresses on our protections, and then who's responsible for those things when they arrive. And we've had a couple breakdowns now through 2 weeks that we need to improve upon. So all in all, from this morning, it was all encompassing to me. As a team, I feel a little bit like, they know we have good coaches, and our players know we are going to scheme people up, and we're going to scheme up free blitzers. We're going to scheme up coverages to disguise and get hands on balls. We're going to scheme up plays to get people open down the field. I don't want our players relying on the scheme. I want our players relying on their fundamentals, their techniques, their details, and their effort. That coupled with scheme, that's when we become really dangerous. And so as coaches, maybe we pull back a little bit on scheme and we get back to fundamentals, technique, effort, details of how we execute plays. Then we can put those two things back together. And I think that's when we'll be at our best as a team.
Man, he got it already figured out. Like if these guys are able to do exactly what he's saying, like the game plans are correct. Like it's hard to argue with him.
I think you could on a lot of things.
I mean, you can argue, but is it a futile argument, or is it something based off the fact that you thought he was wrong in something?
Well,
I just like the fact that they address issues, because a lot of times people try to keep stuff in house. He's an open book, and he's basically
to a certain extent.
Well, he's not going to tell you the plays they're going to run, but
he ain't going to tell you the
plays. The game plan.
He didn't tell us the consequences either.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's pretty much
said
there were consequences. Yeah, he didn't tell us what they were.
Yeah, and that's not. And again,
that's not our business.
It's none of our business. As long as it's getting corrected, you are 100% on point with that. So I agree with you in certain things that he has said, but there's also been some challenges with not necessarily the execution. It may be the play calling in certain times.
Well,
we've said that about it,
right? So,
but if you getting penalties to this extent, and missed blocks and those type of inconsistencies, no scheme's gonna work if you making those type of mistakes on a consistent basis.
Well, yeah, but there are some things that are in place, because now you're not only holding the players accountable, you got to hold your coaching staff, because those are the guys that are with those guys during those breakout moments when they're all over their practice.
You're not going to do like Saban and make your coaches go out there and run with the players?
Well, I mean, he might
have done that
Saban
too.
That dude was nuts, man.
But
Sark might have been running with him too.
You know what? He was there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he understands. That's his mentor. Him and Pete Carroll. Those are his mentors, and he said it numerous times. So there is a lot that goes into what he is trying to get resolved. And again, he brought up the Colin Simmons deal. Colin Simmons, 5 penalties, leading the nation individually in penalties called against you. You know what I'm saying? That were accepted. There might have been some more that was not accepted, offsetting or something. But you look at the discipline or the lack thereof, and I'm not trying to make a mountain of a molehill, but you said it yesterday. You said you're not going to beat good teams making that many penalties. You can't. So it stops now, and there's no reason for you to be overzealous in these games against some teams that are not on your level. You should be able to line up, not jump off sides, not hold, and dominate the person in front of you. Now, I know they're all scholarship athletes and they get after it, but you come here and you're a 5-star, a 4-star, Your technique needs to be stronger. You need to work on the fundamental part of your game to be successful.
Yeah, 100.
And so he was asked about his offensive line, where they are right now, and how do you see them and giving them their grades on the line so far?
I thought in week one, we played pretty good against that group. Two very different style of defenses, where Ohio State was a big, physical, traditional, it's mano and mano, and you got to block really good people right in front of you. San Jose State was smaller. They were quicker. They were moving every snap. We totally lost our fundamentals. We got on our toes. We were falling over ourselves. We gave up way too much penetration. And that we have to know what we're playing against. And then you have to take it to practice. Every opponent's different. It's like you got to wipe the slate clean on a Monday morning. Here we go. Here's the scouting report. Here's what they're good at. Here's maybe what they're not so good at. Here's how we're going to try to exploit them. Here's the guy that I'm lining up across the majority of the game. Here's his strengths. Here's his weaknesses. How am I going to play him? I didn't think we carried enough information into the game and applied it up front. And so to me, I think that showed a little bit of our immaturity up front Saturday, that it wasn't the same game. It was a different game. You can't play it the same. And so, that's something where I think we need to grow this week and learn and understand of who's my opponent, what are they trying to do to me, how are they trying to beat me, and then how am I going to combat that within the ball game.
He was not talking to the players. He was talking to his coaches.
Right. You got to diversify.
He's like, you have got to get your guys back to the technique, and you have got to make sure that the game plan is implemented properly.
Correct.
He was talking to the coaches.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of thought process that's going into this messaging that is being delivered.
Get it done now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Like the second half, ain't gonna be time.
Well, and then we got some stuff too. He was talking about Ryan Wingo, and you were talking about him and how he's got to step up. And so Coach Sark addressed Ryan Wingo, and he's kind of in the same boat as a Colin Simmons.
Yeah.
With Ryan, I just think he's pressing a little bit. Ryan is like one of the most conscientious kids on our roster. He works really hard. Like nobody practices harder than this guy. He wants to do right. He's in the right spots. He wants to make all his plays. Sometimes, not trying so hard is the best avenue, and just playing and relaxing and playing, and he'll get there. I think that we all want him to get there sooner rather than later. And I know he does too. But again, I think that, taking a deep breath and letting the plays come to him, and not trying to go make it. I think on that, glance throw the other day, I think he was already thinking he was making the safety miss, like in his mind, because he's practiced it so many times. And sometimes it's, let's just catch the ball and go play. But again, he's a fantastic player. He's a great teammate. And we need him. And I think he understands that, and his rapport with Arch is really good. And so we'll find his niche. It's great for him right now that Parker's doing what he's doing, because that's getting a little bit of the attention off of him, and Parker's making his plays when they're coming to him. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, you got to get to work. You
Man,
better get
you
to
gonna
work.
mess around and
Mess up the church's money.
You'll be the second receiver.
Coming up next, we got Joe Cook of Inside Texas, and get his thoughts on what he's seen from Texas through 2 games. And we'll ask him too about what Coach Sark had to say yesterday. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
An hour of backup being caused for cleanup from an earlier vehicle fire on I-35 northbound at Ronald Reagan Boulevard. 2 right lanes are blocked off, and you're backed up from FM 972. There's a crash on the left shoulder on 183A southbound at Lakeline Mall Drive, as well as an accident on Elroy Road at the northbound side of the 130 Service Road. I'm Jason Foster with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Hardge here. Friday Night Lights in Texas are all about family pride and showing up strong. That's exactly what you'll find at Covert Chevy in Hutto. Right now, get $14,048 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST or $9,278 off of MSRP on a new all-electric 2025 Chevy Blazer EV-RS. Chevy Strength, Texas tradition, family first. That's Covert Chevy right off of 79 in Hutto, Texas. CovertChevyHutto.com. Together, let's drive.
NFL football is back. Get all the info you need to root for your favorite team by listening to the official NFL Podcast Network on the free iHeartRadio app. Shows like NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
Youth and talent all at the exact same time. It's almost impossible to do that, and the Lions have it right now.
Plus dozens of other official NFL podcasts to put you in your happy place. Yeah! Football's back, baby. Open your free iHeart app, search NFL, and listen now.
After a trip to the 2025 Women's Final Four, an SEC championship in their first season, and sold-out crowds at the Moody Center, Texas women's basketball is on fire. And season tickets for 2025-26 are on sale now, starting at just $100. Longhorn Nation helped deliver the first undefeated home season in 22 years. Now it's your turn to be part of the action. Bring the energy, bring the pride, bring the Texas fight all season long. Lock in your seats today at TexasLonghorns.com.
It's Wind Down Wednesdays, powered by Stella Rosa. Join 1300 The Zone's Mike Hardge and 96.7 KISS FM's Ann Hudson for football clinics like you've never experienced. Sip Stella Rosa cocktails, learn the game, and have some fun. For more info, visit am1300thezone.com/Stella Rosa.
Football season has arrived, and BetOnline continues to be your #1 source for all your football betting action. BetOnline has all the latest odds, news, and scores from every pro to college game to baseball, cage fighting, and hockey futures. BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering info. Head to the website and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program, level up bonuses, and weekly cash boost. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Week 1 of the NFL season wraps up tonight with Ben Johnson's head coaching debut for the Bears against the rival Vikings. Texas dropped 1 spot in this week's college football coaches poll to number 7, despite its takedown of San Jose State. The Longhorns host UTEP this week. The Rangers continue their homestand tonight with a series opener against Milwaukee. Jacob Latz will start on the mound for Texas. I'm Frank Aaron.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Hey, this is Matt Jones. I'm Drew Franklin, and this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different. Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from that game. What was that? Oh, my. We think NFL coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get. Open up your free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin, and listen now.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We are pleased to be joined on our Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the morning kickoff with our guy Joe Cook of Inside Texas. you can make sure you follow at Joseph Cook 89. And Joe, let's get right into it. Number one, Parker Livingston was named SEC Freshman of the Week. Honor well deserved. Coach Sark said, I've been telling you that this kid has come to play, and that's all he does is catch touchdowns and show up every single game.
Yeah, he's been everything Texas has needed at the wide receiver position so far this year. They're still waiting on a couple guys to get going, and still waiting maybe on that connection to build with some other guys. But, hey, he's their roommate. I know we haven't heard that before at Texas. So for whatever that's worth off the field, it's really helped on the field as well. And Parker's showcased, the physical skills he's got. He when you're playing baseball in high school, you're not running track. And I think maybe there was some thoughts he fit into some stereotypes, but if he was running track, he'd be posting good times. I think everybody saw the real analytics post where he hits just under 21 miles an hour. That's good top end speed for a guy who's got his size. So definitely a receiver that fits the Sark mold, and someone who, after redshirting and probably doing some good stuff on practice squad and scout team last year, taking advantage of an opportunity and doing a lot to help Arch Manning and the Texas Longhorns out when they need them.
A lot of times when you see guys have that kind of rapport, they come from like the second unit. So that's kind of like where they were last season, being in that second unit with Quinn Ewers starting and throwing the ball to Ryan Wingo, and he's sitting there throwing a Livingstone and the list of the other young guys. That, don't you think that bodes well for all the wide receivers to trying to focus on the new guy and get a rapport?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the cool, unique things about college football is that you can be a second or third year player, and yeah, maybe you get a few reps with the starters every now and then, but you know what the football feels like and looks like coming from your guy who comes in the same class or is similar classification. And we know Arch got some first team run last year, and he wasn't leading the scout team for sure, but maybe that was a case of, towards a certain part of last spring. And, we know Parker Livingston was probably working his way up into the rotation a little bit more over the course of the last year. So probably sometimes with Arch last year, and again, off-season rapport, hey, you're sitting on the couch and you're watching baseball or something like that. You're like, hey, you want to go throw the football around? And you don't even have to run routes. You can just, hang out, especially when you're a roommate. And that's the connection that's really boosting the Texas offense right now.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of finding that chemistry. One part of the team that hasn't found its chemistry, and it's a little bit on that offensive line. Defensive line looks really good. But the one thing that stands out the most are the penalties. And Coach Sark addressed it yesterday about consequences and what's next. What do you attribute that to? New quarterback, new offensive line trying to figure each other out. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, the thing is with Texas the other day is it was all three phases. You had an offensive, defensive, special teams penalty. And I'm kind of the opinion that when you go for a roughing, you get a roughing the kicker on a play like that where you're selling out, that's one of the outcomes you live with. It's either 2 points, it's either 6 points, or it's 15 yards. And, the dice came up the wrong way there. But holding on special teams, we've seen that. The face mask by defensive players, kind of rare, but you can't grab the face mask. It's a pretty simple concept. And then we had heard even start kind of talk a little about over the course of the preseason how there was some Hello?
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
I got some weird stuff playing in my feedback. It's kind of weird. Yeah, and then on offense, Sark had talked about, some of the pre-snap, I guess, working through growing pains to say over the course of the preseason and leading up to Ohio State. And, when you got motions and shifts and all that stuff, it's hard to keep it all together, especially for an offensive line that's still making some of their first career starts. So And one point I always make with penalties is they know they goofed up. The shortstop knows that the ball rolled between his legs. The offensive lineman knows he cost the team 5 yards. Can win sprints at practice for the whole team solve that? I guess we'll find out this week. I don't think that's exactly what they did, but what else are you doing as a football coach and a football team to try to emphasize discipline for the whole team? We'll see if whatever the team-wide consequences were do anything to solve the issue this week.
He also said that the coaches have to do a better job, that they have to get everybody prepared with their technique and with their fundamentals. One of which, if you call a punt block, you may want to tell your guys on the edge, hey, do not aim for the leg, aim for the toe. Aim for where the ball is going to be. Like those are little bitty things that you coach before you go and run that play. And that's kind of, I think, where Sark is.
I think one of the things Sark mentioned, and that I saw some people kind of take away and be pretty upset because it's like, oh, aren't these like 30-year coaching veterans and still figuring stuff out? Well, the coaches are figuring out what the players are still figuring out. And, when you've got new starters at literally every position on offense and a handful on defense, but most of whom have been in the program for a while, your process of figuring out what the players are figuring out looks a lot different on offense than on defense. And, we've kind of mentioned how there's no preseason in college football. I mean, Texas had a top 5 matchup to start things off. But we're still seeing that they're learning what type of runs they need to do and what type of passing concepts in game, which is always a different level of competition, are working for the offense. And I think that's why Sark said yesterday, like, you know what, maybe what we do these next few days and during some opportunities is, we'll get the scheme down. And let's be honest, they don't need to be fancy with scheme against UTEP and Sam Houston State. But they said, maybe let's go ahead and try to do more techniques, more fundamentals, get that stuff down. And that'll help with penalties. That'll help with, maybe some of the misses in the run game. And that'll help with just getting guys on the same page. You can run some vanilla stuff over these next couple of weeks. But if you can run that vanilla stuff well, that's when you understand what the players' capabilities are and then maybe what direction you go from there and fancying things up on both sides of the ball.
As I've been saying, do your job and everything else will take care of itself. What are you guys working on over there at Inside Texas?
Yeah, this is so speaking with all the freshmen playing, we always try to kind of get a glimpse of how players in the freshman class are going. I think after Ohio State, y'all see me post that chart, there was only 5 players from that freshman class, number 1 class, who played. This time there's going to be a lot more, maybe up to about 16 or 17. I can't remember exactly, but I remember seeing guys like Justice Terry. I know Khalil Lockett got a catch. I know Jamie French was out there. Curious as to whether any of the other freshmen got some run on special teams. I saw Cade Phillips had a chance at an interception late, ended up going as a PBU. So lots of opportunities for those young players, and we're going to see how those guys get to how they look over not just this week in the Texas Heat on Saturday, but also, in a couple of weeks against Sam Houston. And the one other thing is the question I asked about is they are seeing a variety of offenses and defense. You had the run and shoot last week. You got a Bryles type offense this week. You got the air raid coming with Sam Houston State. This past week, they had a pretty standard defense. Now they're about to go up against a 3-3-5, and then I'm not sure what Houston State does, but it's going to be a little bit different. So they're seeing a variety of schemes and systems, including a couple that they'll see in the SEC this year. And just this time it's going to be with different level of talent. So I think, you can't really plan that out when you're putting schedules together 4, 5, 6 years down the road. But, man, it worked out pretty darn well for Texas and giving them a taste of what they'll see in conference play.
No doubt about it, man. As always, thank you for bringing it like you always do. Make sure you follow him at Joseph Cook 89 on social media, but get over to Inside Texas for all the latest. Thanks,
Appreciate you, Joe.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right, when we come back, we're going to close out hour number 1. Fans, keep your hands to yourself. And oh yeah, we're about to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Lainey Wilson. Stick around right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The voice of the Horns. Craig Way on 1300 The Zone. Weekdays at 2.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Cleanup for an earlier vehicle fire blocks off 2 right lanes on I-35 northbound at Ronald Reagan Boulevard, causing a 30-minute backup from FM 972. And there's a couple issues on the service road of Highway 71 going westbound. The first one's at Woodward Street. A crash blocks off the U-turn lane, and a stall blocks off the middle lane at FM 973. I'm Jason Fostick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical in 20628.
Electrical problems are a warning. Flickering lights, warm switches, bulbs burning out too soon, all need attention. I trust Abacus licensed electricians. Their years of experience make an electrical problem no problem. No wonder they say Abacus. You can count on us.
Fall is the perfect time to transform your home or business with fresh new color. The team at CertaPro Painters of Greater Austin handles every detail worry-free from start to finish. CertaPro Painters is the painting service you can rely on here in Austin, whether painting inside or out. Go with the pros at CertaPro Painters of Austin. That's Certa with a C. Right now through October, get $250 off any project over $2,500. Call and schedule your free estimate today.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, long live Cowboys. Available at Cavenders.
iHeart presents Police coming straight from the underground. Ice Cube bringing truth to power. You know how we do. Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude. Homies got shot. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Here's this week's iHeartRadio countdown of the top TV streams.
Here's what you've made popular by getting your stream on. Starting us off this week is the spy thriller Butterfly on Amazon Prime Video. That's followed by season 2 of Peacemaker starring John Cena on HBO Max. Wednesday on Netflix slips back to 8 this week with the law drama The Rainmaker on Peacock, moving back to 7. The Office spinoff The Paper makes its debut this week at 6 on Peacock. Also making its debut at 5 is the crime drama Task on HBO Max starring Mark Ruffalo. Dexter Resurrection on Paramount Plus with Showtime slides back 1 to 4 this week. The new Netflix drama Hostage falls back 1 to 3. The new action thriller The Terminal List Dark Wolf on Amazon Prime Video starring Chris Pratt leaps up to take the 2 spot. And holding on to the top spot for the 4th week in a row, Alien Earth on FX on Hulu, your #1 streamed show.
And those are your top TV streams of the week on iHeartRadio.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In the next hour, we'll be talking to Mark Vandermeer, the voice of Houston Texans. They came up short in Los Angeles. Right now, I want to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to Lonnie Wilson, September the 18th at the Moody Center. All you have to do is get over to that iHeartRadio app. You should be on there. Tap that microphone and leave the code. Is your keyword of the day to get a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Laney Wilson September the 18th at the Moody Center. Make sure you listen to the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, for the Craig Way Show this afternoon. And he will give you a chance to win some more tickets to another concert. And, of course, we are your home for Texas football all season long. All right, I want to get into this because we've talked about this off the air. Let's talk about it on the air. One of the big discussions that have been happening, two things. Monday night Sunday night in the final game on Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills, touchdown was scored. A fan hit DeAndre Hopkins upside the head, and he hit Lamar Jackson upside the head. DeAndre kept walking because he was with his teammates. Lamar said, "No, don't put your hands on me," and shoved the young man into the back of the bleachers, which I'm cool with. Don't put your hands on me. I'm not jumping into your stands. I'm not trying to Lambo leap. I'm not doing any of that. I'm running by, celebrating with my teammates, and you slap 2 players on the head, you get the smoke. Dude got suspended indefinitely from all NFL fields, all stadiums. So Lamar thinks he's going to get punished, probably will get a fine, won't get suspended, but he'll definitely get fined for touching the men in the bleachers. But keep your hands to yourself. Don't forget, these are human beings too. That's
and
the
not
thing.
Just human beings, they're superhumans.
Yeah, well, they're pretty strong.
They're trained.
Yeah.
Like Lamar Jackson's a quarterback, but
Yeah.
I guarantee you he's as explosive and athletic as any wide receiver or running back in the league.
No doubt.
So you want to make that guy mad at you?
Right.
Like, I don't care if you're mad, just don't be mad at me.
Yeah.
And you, when you put your hands on somebody in the field to play, you nullify all rules. Like if you buy a WWE ticket, they have like the fine print. Punishable by XXX, and you don't want that smoke.
Well, I've heard, you mentioned WWE. I've heard like wrestlers say in the past when fans used to be very, very rowdy, that they used to snatch the fans up and bring them in the locker room.
Yeah, bring them in the back.
Yeah.
Say it to his face. There he is.
Yeah, you can't really do that in the NFL.
No,
Well, you can, but you can't.
You can't do it now in wrestling either.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You know,
saying,
you
like,
get sued.
I mean, quickly. So,
and they're gonna sue the police department for bringing you back there. You
Yeah.
put me in harm's way.
Well, keep your hands to
I
yourself.
spit in his face, but like you didn't have to take me back there to get beat up.
Yeah, why don't you come back here and handle this? So yeah, those are the
I gotta
types of
call the
things.
police on the police.
Those are some of the things that I continue to look at and say, this is why fan behavior has gotten out of control, because there's so much that these people think that they have the right to do. You have the right to go
I
there
bought
and
a
cheer.
ticket.
You got the right to go there and cheer. You can yell all you want. Don't put your hands on nobody.
You think that started with, like, it got worse with social media because now fans can talk directly to athletes?
No, because on social media it's behind.
Yeah, but I'm saying
No.
I'm saying that fans feel closer to athletes, so now they certain fans are more willing to cross lines.
People think they know me.
Yeah.
All the time. They come, they put their hand around my neck, or they squeeze me or punch me. And I say, hey, you don't know me. And they go, oh, I'm sorry. But like you lose.
Even people that know you don't do that. That's the thing that bothers
me. The people
me.
that know me don't do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
Well, don't put your hands on nobody, period.
Mark kind of does it with people he know, though.
Yeah,
I just hug.
Like
hard.
he just gets a big bear hug on people.
Listen, man, my daughter said yesterday, Dad, you squeezing me.
You remember that cartoon, Tiny Toons?
I'ma hug you.
Admire, hug you and love you to pieces?
Yes, that's me. I will love him and I will care for him. He is my friend. I'm gonna get a hug in the break.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Anyway, let's get back to where I was going with this conversation. There was an article on the Phillies lady, the lady that went and took the baseball from the kid in the stands, and she got egg all over her face because America now has not taken kindly to her because of what she did when you take a ball away from a kid and you are the one that just escalated it. And then we find out there was other video that she did it earlier in the game to somebody else. Wasn't even in the same section for something totally different.
She's habitual.
Yeah, she's something. And that is why it is something that when we start to look at all of these people and understand that when we go to the game, this is when kids are there, it's for the kids, man. If a ball comes into the stands, what do you want it for? Give it to a kid. They're there to enjoy the game. And it was the kid's birthday for crying out loud.
But Hardge, it's like anything else. You cannot claim a space.
No.
When the ball goes out in the outfield, it belongs to everybody.
It's a free-for-all.
Whoever get it first.
It's a free-for-all. So we will see what ends up happening with this lady. But she says she can't even leave her house no more because she's getting booed in the parking lot. Remember when we were talking about getting booed about?
I'm looking for her right now to boo her.
They just try to find a way to boo everything. I'm like, calm down, player. Calm down. We'll be back for hour number 2 right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. Mark, I saw your car the other day. That license plate said world's strongest. Are you serious?
You got a problem with that? I'm the world's strongest man. It fits.
Fits. Man, the only thing that fits is your plate frame struggling to hold on to all them letters.
It's better than yours, fast guy. You run a 27-minute mile, Mike. That ain't fast. That's like a slow walk.
Hey, man, what are you talking about? Okay. That's the beauty of My Plates. You can make it all yours, whether it's the team logo, your favorite nickname, you got some jokes, whatever is your style.
True. Mine gets respect on the highway, and yours gets giggles.
Man, why are you making fun of me, man? But guess what? It's a win-win for everybody. Don't go out there driving an ABC 123 on your license plate. Get a real one. All you got to do is go to myplates.com today. That's myplates.com. Use the promo code THEZONE. The Zone at myplates.com.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a best man speech, but getting one from some random +1.
I can't believe I'm standing here today. Seriously, why am I standing here?
Don't settle for just any insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
I am dedicated.
I am TNT.
With Team in Training, you will reach your best physical self so blood cancer patients can reach theirs. Change your life by joining a marathon, half marathon, triathlon, or a cycle event, and you'll change the lives of blood cancer patients.
I am committed. I am TNT.
After 600,000 participants and almost $1 billion raised for treatments, TNT has helped the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society make a significant impact in the advancement of blood cancer therapies that save lives every day.
I am making a difference. I am TNT.
Join TNT. Expand your circle of friends to be part of a very special community. Train with world-class trainers and have the chance to be part of the most exciting endurance sports events in the country. Or train on your own schedule with TNT Flex. Join TNT and fundraise while you train and take part in getting us all closer to a world without blood cancers.
Join TNT now. Go to teamintraining.org.
We're live at Specs, where elite snack strategies are unfolding. This shopper just dove headfirst into the cheese section, barreling through the brie like he's got something to prove. Now he's eyeing that top shelf tequila. Does he have it? He does! Unbelievable! Specs selection, flawless. Specs savings, unstoppable. He's loading the cart like a man possessed. And it all started at Specs. Cheers to savings!
America's #1 app for radio is iHeart. Live radio, trusted DJs, breaking news, live play-by-play, plus the station you're listening to right now, anytime, anywhere. Join the millions who already have it. Open the free iHeart Radio app today. The #1 app for radio.
I hear someone go, "Didn't it come from you guys?"
Strangers cough at me.
Move away from me.
Someone spit towards my direction. All the stereotypes that we've worked so hard to break are just going to be reversed. And I won't let that happen.
We all have to play our part.
I donate my plasma. I've been making masks.
We deserve respect as much as everybody else.
I'm a nurse. I'm a delivery woman, chef, a neighbor, artist.
Bus driver. I'm a doctor.
Fight the virus. Fight the bias.
Help stop the spread of anti-Asian racism by visiting iHeartRadio.com/fightthebbias. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels, the Ad Council, and iHeartRadio.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff. A turn to page Tuesday edition of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In the first 2 seconds, we heard from Coach Sark about his good, bad, and ugly. We also understood that Trey Wisner may not play again this weekend as he is dealing with an injury. But we also know that this team is getting better and there's going to be some penalties and consequences for their actions if they don't hurry up and clean this up. We also heard from Joe Cook of Inside Texas. Make sure you get over to Inside Texas for all the latest. We gave away Lainey Wilson tickets. You need to be tuning in at the first hour every day for your chance to win a pair of tickets. And we also believe that fans need to quit tripping. 817,
they got to quit tripping.
They got to quit tripping. 817, we'll have the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer, will be joining us to talk all things Texans on this Tuesday edition of it, because there's so much going on in H-Town. D'Amico was upset. Seemed like CJ, we played all that sound for you this past yesterday. And so we will see what ends up happening. But right now, I want to get into this conversation, Mark, because the college football games of the weekend are big games. These are all big games this weekend. And I wanted to get your take on it, because as you break these games down, you start to understand that these teams are in a great, great position right now. So you look at the LSU game. They will be taking on Florida this weekend. Florida coming off a big loss to USF. We'll get into them in just a minute. They're coming off that matchup, so you know that they're going to be locked in. LSU looks to be the best team in the country, not named Ohio State at this particular moment. So you start to look at this game and you're like, okay, Marcus had mentioned it to me a minute ago. He was saying that he believes that Texas matchup against Florida is going to look a little bit different now because they lost to South Florida. But I said, hold up, hold your horses, because They're the number 18th ranked team now. Florida USF is, and they will be taking on number 5 ranked Miami this weekend.
So we're going to see if it's a come to Jesus.
Right. And see if they've locked into all the things
And
that
now
they
that I
do.
think of it, if Florida defeats LSU, then that takes a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to change a lot of the conversation. Then you have Georgia, number 16, taking on number 15th ranked Tennessee. Another big-time matchup. Tennessee, now that they don't have Nico, they look to have a better quarterback that transfer. He didn't left us. And he needs to leave UCLA because he ain't playing good over there either. So you start to look and you say, all right, what's going to happen with Tennessee versus Georgia? Georgia is a team that it just seems like everybody stops talking about them.
Notre Dame and A&M too.
Yeah, but Georgia, it seems like everybody just stops talking about them.
Why is that?
Because they were so used to them winning so many times. It's like Alabama. Everybody just assumed Alabama was going to be in the conversation. Now the conversation is Kalen DeBoer going to make it through the season? Lady said if she won the lottery, she was going to use some of her $1 billion. First 70 was going straight to Alabama for their buyout to get him out of there. And then she was going to pay more. She was going to pay more money to get the athletic director out of there, the one that came from Texas A&M. So she was cleaning house.
Oh, she going to clean house.
She was ready for them to go. And then you talk about the game that you just mentioned, Notre Dame and Texas A&M. This is a big-time matchup for both of these schools because you look at what Texas A&M, flying under the radar as well, sitting at number 16, team 2-0, and Notre Dame trying to bounce back. They play well as well. They have to win. They have to win this game. And then it was saying that their quarterback might be injured. I think it was a false report. You know how some of these websites get you.
Yeah, they said Arch was hurt.
Yeah,
like
there's some different things out there. Then you also have number 11, South Carolina, taking on Vanderbilt. That's going to be a tough matchup because Vanderbilt is a team that believes that they belong in the conversation for so many other things. So we'll see about that. You also have number 12, Clemson, taking on Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is a tough football team. They're no, they're not ranked. It's number 12, Clemson versus Georgia Tech. And then you have number 17, Ole Miss, taking on Arkansas. So these are big-time matchups, and this is an SEC matchup. They're already playing SEC games when you look at Florida and LSU. Florida and LSU, Georgia and Tennessee, and then you have South Carolina and Vanderbilt, and Ole Miss and Arkansas all playing SEC matchup games, and Clemson and Georgia Tech are playing ACC matchup games. So Texas, they still got 2 more games before they even get into conference play.
Right. You know what, man? I'm looking at this really, really awkwardly right now. And
why?
Hardge, like we're in week 3 already.
Yeah.
It's going too fast. Like, how do we slow this down?
Man, you know football season, you wait for 9 years for it to get here, and then it goes.
Oh my gosh. We're in week 3.
Yeah.
Man.
That's the beauty of football season. You got to lock in.
Why did I just felt
a little tear come through?
No, it's like my heart started beating. I can feel my heart beat in my temple right now.
Well, that might be something else, bro. We got to get you
to
an
aneurysm.
We got to get you to
it's a brainurism.
Man, if you don't stop. I mean, my goodness. Oh my gosh.
You like that.
No. So there's a lot that is happening this weekend, but we get college football back on schedule this Thursday with NC State at Wake Forest, another ACC matchup. Friday night, you got Big 12. You got Colorado at Houston. Colorado 1-1, Houston 2-0, and they are a 5.5-point favorite right now. You got
Colorado is?
No, Houston.
Oh, I was finna say, I would have think that Houston would have the advantage in that game.
Well, think about it too. Colorado played 3 quarterbacks last week. 3 quarterbacks. He got them all in. They were playing Delaware State. So
you got to figure out what they can do.
Yeah. Well, they were playing Delaware. They weren't playing Delaware State. But yeah, so you end up looking at that matchup. Then you have Indiana playing Indiana State on Friday. That game will be at 5:30. You have Big 12 matchups. So a lot of teams are getting into their conference play right now. And I guess that's that 2-9 schedule. You play 9 teams, you get your 2 non-conference games, and then you have to play your conference games right away. So, okay. So K-State will play Arizona State Friday night, and you have New Mexico taking on 0-2 UCLA. Now, UCLA, Deshaun Foster might be fired. They have not gotten better since he has been there. And they talk about their doubt. Let's put it like this. The tickets for their game, $9.
Get out of here.
Tickets for New Mexico at UCLA, tickets are as low as $9.
You cannot pay the light bill with the money
you can't
that
buy
they
food
make.
in a concession stand.
A hot dog costs more than a ticket.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
Yes. So, yeah, not a good look.
I'm sure that the athletic director is like, brother, you got to win a game. If you don't win a couple of games, you forcing me.
Right,
you forcing me to do this to you.
What they say, you brought this on yourself.
Yeah.
You brought this on yourself.
I'm not gonna let it bring both of us down.
One of us got to go, and it can't be me. So, yeah, this is a trying time when you start to look at some of these teams across the nation and what are they going to be doing with their coaches. Like I said, they're trying to get rid of Kalen DeBoer already. Billy Napier got the vote of confidence already and said
You said that like he winning or something.
What you mean?
DeBoer.
No, I'm saying he went 9-3 last year.
But it's not the standard.
I understand that, but it was there's so many people that left in the transfer portal when he got the job that he had to bring different people in, and you still win 9 games? And you mad at him?
I'm not mad at him.
I know it's
Don't
not
say
the
you.
standard, but I think the biggest problem is when you lose a game that you're supposed to win.
Right.
That's what creates the animosity.
You giving them more ammunition to hate on you.
Like, they are 1-1, and people are looking at them like they lost their first 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're about to play Wisconsin, so Wisconsin
is tough, and they will run it down your throat like Hardge. First down.
Alabama is a 20.5-point favorite.
20 points?
20.5-point favorite.
Don't take that bet. I'm not a betting person, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't gonna beat.
Florida State is pretty good. That's who they lost to. Florida State shown to be pretty doggone solid.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it ends up playing out, but that is utterly ridiculous.
Wisconsin gonna run on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th down.
Yeah.
They're gonna run it down your throat.
So you better be ready to pop them every time they run the football. Coming up next, we got the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer, as he breaks down what happened in LA and what's next for the Houston Texans coming up this week. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Do you ever feel like when you're talking, nobody is listening? Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone will listen to you. What is on your mind? Go! All you have to do is use the iHeartRadio app talkback feature when listening to AM 1300 The Zone.
Yo, hello, it's me. Enjoy the show.
We will get your message instantly, and we promise to listen to it.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
September 19th and 20th at T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Limited tickets still available at AXS.com.
Get yours while you still can.
Lenovo and the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Tech that hits different. Can your gear keep up with the beat? Lenovo PCs are built for creators, dreamers, and fans who don't hit pause. Visit Lenovo.com for the latest in AI PCs and game-changing tech.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Cleanup is still underway for an early morning vehicle fire. 2 right lanes are blocked off. Just the left lane gets by on I-35 northbound at Ronald Reagan Boulevard. It has you backed up from County Road 143. And all lanes are closed down due to a crash both northbound and southbound on FM 973 at Steger. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive Insurance, they offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit Progressive.com today. Again, that's Progressive.com.
Coheed and Cambria and Taking Back Sunday. Live in Austin. Coheed and Cambria and Taking Back Sunday with special guest Foxing live at Moody Amphitheater at Waterloo Park, September 9th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Riata Ford in Manor has made it simple. Pick yours at RiataFord.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Riata Ford in Manor has made buying a new Ford simple.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
iHeart presents
The police coming straight from the underground.
Ice Cube, bringing truth to power.
You know how we do.
Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour, 4 decades of attitude.
Homies got shot.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Summer's wrapping up, and life is picking back up. Early mornings, long days, and a to-do list that doesn't quit. And neither should you. Who has time to slow down due to body pain? That's why there's Aleve, to keep you going. With just one pill, Aleve delivers longer-lasting body pain relief per dose compared to other leading OTC branded pain relievers. Aleve helps keep you moving from sunup to sundown with up to 12 hours of pain relief per dose, so you can keep moving and be ready for whatever's next. Use as directed.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. The Longhorns live here.
He was out in SoFi this past weekend, and his team, the Houston Texans, came up a little bit short. We're going to talk to the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer, and find out exactly, should we be worried about this team, or it's just one game and we'll keep it moving? Mark, how you doing this morning?
Gentlemen, the answer to that is yes. Meaning it's a little bit of both, right? You're always worried about your team, especially when they come out like that offensively. But it is only one game, and you need to move on. And whether you won or lost this thing, you better get ready for Monday night because Tampa Bay comes in here, and that is no picnic either. And I think a lot of this game came down to just lack of execution on offense. Obviously, when you only score 3 field goals all in the first half, you're not doing the job. And all that being said, they had a chance late to take the lead and really force the issue, turned it over. You saw it. And it was not one of those, oh, I just dropped the ball kind of things. It was a heck of a play by the defense for the Rams. But still, you can't do that. You got to protect the football, got to play better. They didn't do it, and they got to regroup quickly because, like I said, the Bucs won their division 4 consecutive years. They're tough.
Mark, I saw a couple of things that troubled me, one of which was I felt like that Stroud was kind of leading Collins. He wanted to throw to him, and he didn't look at other people at times. The second thing is now that he's been working out and he's been training so hard, he's running the ball more, and he's not looking upfield because he's not used to it. What say you?
Well, I've always thought that he's really good at finding the open man, right? And I think that, there were a couple of times when he escaped from a clean pocket. But maybe we don't know what he's seeing, right? So maybe he's not seeing what he thought he was going to see, and he said, you know what, I'm just going to take off with it. Because I think we talked about this, I like CJ running a little bit. Not crazy, but 30, 40 yards a game, and maybe that's even a little too much. I want it to be selective. But the running out at the end of the half to set him up in field goal range, that was beautiful. There's nothing there. Bail out, get the ball to the appropriate spot, let Fairbairn drill it. We got 3, we got the lead. They're up 9-7 at the break. So I think running at times is really good, but I just have to see a better passing game overall. You talk about Nico, he was targeted 5 times. To me, that's not enough. They got to throw to Nico more. They got to find a way to get him open. That's the thing. Puka Nacua for them, he took 2 shots to the head on one play, left the game, came back and just wrecked shop. And you got to find a way to find your bell cow. They couldn't do it with Nico Collins. Not having Christian Kirk, I thought was terrible. We talked about this. Those 2 guys got to be healthy for the majority of the season.
Yeah.
You enter week 1 and he's not available. That hurt a lot. And not that he's a world beater, but he's a solid NFL experienced 300 hitter kind of pro, and you don't have him. So they just did not handle that well. And the offensive line injury situation going in and along the way obviously didn't help them develop either.
That's one of the things that I wanted to touch on with you is, we come into this offseason, and even D'Amico was talking about it in his presser leading up to this game. I'm sick and tired of everybody talking about this offensive line. We're going to have to go out there and see what they can do. Well, they ran the ball well, ran for 114 yards, 4.2 a clip. But the protection part of it, I think, is something that a lot of people are really worried about.
Yeah, I think they should be concerned because until they prove it, you just don't know it. I do believe it'll get better. Like you said, they ran the ball pretty well with Chubb. Chubb looks pretty good to me. Not amazing, but good with the offensive line blocking for him. You get 4.5 carry. The problem was they were 2 for 9 on third downs. Everyone's like, well, why can't Chubb carry the ball more? You got to have the ball. You can't go 2 for 9 on third down and 13 carries for Chubb. Yeah, I'd like to see 18, something like that, more perhaps, especially if you're in a 4-minute situation at the end with the lead. But you got to be better on third down. And I think the quick game is going to help with protection. They got to get rid of the ball quickly. First play of the game, they get rid of the ball quickly. They find Kate Stover, 5-yard gain. But whoops, holding penalty on Cam Robinson. Now it's 1st and 20. Can't have it. Can't do it. It's like last year. So they know it. They're going to work to correct it. And they better get better. You guys know this. You get better throughout the course of the year. Otherwise, you stink. So they'll improve, and they'll find a way to navigate their way through the schedule because this was a really tough opening. I told you guys that the first 2 teams are not who you want to open up against. Everyone's raving about the Vikings last night. Great. I would have loved to open up against the Bears. I would have loved to open up against the Panthers or the Dolphins, but you have what you have, and you got to deal with it.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, on 3rd down and 4, 3rd down and 5, Chubb is effective. 3rd down and 11, like you're not going to get a ball to Chubb.
Right, exactly. Well put. And they have Dare Ogunbowale as their 3rd down guy. Dare has been very valuable to them during this part of Texans history. and they find him for that nice chunk gain late in the game to get him in business and scoring range, and then he fumbles on the peanut punch by Landman, the linebacker. So you got to deal with that, and it's unfortunate, but it happened. So you can't make those mistakes, mistake after mistake. They know it, and D'Amico's not having it, and he will not let anybody sing the blues for them with injuries on the offensive line or anywhere. You got to deal with it. They reportedly lost Cade Stover in that game to a broken foot or something. They're already down Brevin Jordan at tight end, so they'll have to figure that out. They need help at tight end badly. But a lot of teams around the league have problems. You know, you got to deal with it, and they're going to have to find a way to be better on Monday night.
We're talking to Mark Vandermeer. You can follow him at Texans Voice on social media, and you can always hear him here on AM 1300, The Zone, your home for the Houston Texans. And Mark, you mentioned it. Tampa Bay continues to play good football. They're a pretty hot team because of the way that they finished off last season, and of course going into Atlanta and pulling off that victory. What is it that you like about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I missed the last part. What is it I like about what?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, man, Baker Mayfield is tremendous. I love this story because I love how Cleveland left him for dead, and he has to find a way to resurrect his career. It doesn't go well in Carolina, but Sean McVay, just spending a couple of weeks or whatever it was with Sean McVay, got him going again. And then Liam Cohn and Dave Canales in Tampa Bay got him going again. And he's just fun to watch. You know, whether you love him or hate him, he's fun to watch. And last time they were at NRG Stadium 2 years ago, it was this epic game, back and forth. Daria Gunbowale kicked a field goal in that game because Fairbairn got hurt, and the Bucs took the lead with 37 seconds to go. Texans drove down the field. Tank Dell got hit for the go-ahead touchdown and the victory. I thought that was one of the best games I've ever seen the Texans play at NRG Stadium. So we might get another one of those. We might get a shootout because I think this offense is going to start cooking at some point, and it would behoove them to do it against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But they have Vita Vea in the middle, and that's like having a vending machine in the middle of the defensive line. I mean, that guy's hard to move out of the way. So a vending machine on wheels. It's just he's really tough. So good luck running the ball against him, especially with the center, Jake Andrews, apparently he's going to be out. So you have to find a way to do it with Jared Patterson. But I think this line, it's funny. This line's not great, but it's not like the drop-off is that much between the first and second level. So they got to patch it together and go on Monday.
Well, that Houston secondary better get ready because Mike is coming and Goodwin is coming, and now they got a rookie that he may be up for Rookie of the Year if he keeps at the clip that he's at right now. So what do you think about this Houston secondary being able to combat all of these wide receivers that Baker Mayfield has?
Well, Derek Stingley Jr. left the game for a moment in the first quarter, and then he came back out, but he just didn't look quite right. I'm hoping that he's okay. You can't afford any more injuries there. I like the secondary. I think it's weird with Petrie because Petrie's really linebacker, safety, play near the box. He can play that slot, but the matchup's got to be right. If I'm them, I'm trying to match up a guy on Petrie. It's going to be difficult for Jalen to cover, and it'll be interesting to see how the Texans put it together against the Bucs. I mean, if everybody's healthy, I love them at the corners, Stingley and Lassiter. I love that, but people are going to try to work the middle of the field, and that's what the Rams tried to do, and just motion guys and just get favorable matchups that way. But the pass rush has got to get to Baker Mayfield. That's the thing. You got to force him to move around and get him down on the ground and hopefully force a bad throw or two because he is certainly capable of throwing you some interceptions, and you got to find a way to get one.
There he is, the voice of your Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer. You can hear him every Tuesday with us, but you can also hear him every game that the Houston Texans play right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Mark, as always, man, thank you for taking the time, and we appreciate it.
All right, guys, thanks a lot for having me on.
No problem. He brings that energy every time he talks. I'll
Bring
tell you
it.
that much. Coming up next, you got the world's strongest man bringing you the energy with his world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Big delays this morning on I-35 northbound. Cleanup for an early morning vehicle fire is underway at Ronald Reagan Boulevard. 2 right lanes are blocked off, and it's causing a 30-minute backup from FM 972. FM 973 is closed both directions, northbound and southbound, due to a crash at Steger. I'm Jason Fossler with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Football is back, so is your shot to win big. That's right. With DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL, your game day instincts, you can really score real money real fast. Here's how you play. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats, from a breakout rookie to an elite quarterback, and unlock the upside of every snap that it brings. The better your calls, the bigger your payout. And here's the kickoff bonus. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry. This season, play your player instincts. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, use the promo code SPOTLIGHT, that's SPOTLIGHT, and play just $5 to get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call. Ride the upside. In partnership with DraftKings Pick 6, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus, age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded in non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promo.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed. From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Looking for top quality permanent fencing for your home or business? Look no further than Viking Fence. With over 50 years of experience in Central Texas, Viking Fence delivers craftsmanship you can trust. Whether you need wood, iron, or custom solution, Viking has the perfect fence to fit your needs. What sets Viking Fence apart? They source the finest quality Western red cedar lumber direct from the mill, the most durable and attractive fence material available. Plus, they offer 3 grades of fence pickets to meet every budget. So whether you want Viking to install your fence or you're taking on the project yourself, call Viking Fence today. They pride themselves on excellent work, outstanding service, and an honest reputation. Call 512-601-8911 for a free estimate. That's 512-601-8911. Or visit VikingFence.com/radio. That's VikingFence.com/radio for your free estimate today. When you think fence, think Viking.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive, this is for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Sunny today, high in the low 90s, back to the mid-60s for an overnight low tonight. Sunny, a little warmer tomorrow, high in the mid-90s.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
Bet Online continues to be your #1 source for all your football betting action. Bet Online has all the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From every pro to college game, Bet Online remains your choice for sports wagering info. Bet Online, the game starts here.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Alt 2K. A commercial-free look back to alternative from the 2000s. It just takes some time, little girl in a little out the ride. With Foo Fighters, Weezer, Linkin Park, Green Day, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Alt 2K, and make it your next preset.
iHeartRadio. Longhorn Horns football plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
You heard the beat, you know what it means. WWE Hall of Famer and world's strongest man, beat Mark Henry. His world's strongest tank. Take it away, big brother.
All right.
Summit.
You know what time it is? It's time for the world's strongest tank of the world. I guess back then they didn't know. But that is not. Yes. I talk about quarterbacks for a guy that was, and it's going to be no different today. We're going to talk about quarterbacks. And I alluded to the fact 3 weeks ago before I left for the UK that I thought that J.J. McCarthy should be considered a rookie quarterback because he really did not get to play a game last season. He played one game in the preseason, had like 2 touchdowns passing and 1 touchdown rushing, and everybody crowned him. Everybody said, oh my God, this guy, he's the real deal. And then he got hurt. Now, last night, Caleb Williams, who is another outstanding quarterback and the number 1 pick overall in the draft, dominated the stat line, was 21 of 35 for 210 yards and a touchdown. And he had 6 carries for almost 60 yards and a touchdown. But J.J. McCarthy, on the other hand, did not have a dominant stat line. I mean, he threw for 2 touchdowns, but he also had 1 pick, and he rushed the ball a couple of times and had a touchdown. But the thing that you cannot equate when you have quarterback play, and I like to use Baker Mayfield as an example, there's such a thing as winning time when you play quarterback, where you take over and your focus gets better, everything slows down, you're able to scramble and keep your eyes upfield and make plays, and you lead your team to wins. Elway had it, Peyton Manning had it, and nobody else had it better than Brady. When it came to winning time, that is what J.J. McCarthy has. He has the winning time element in his game. I said before that I thought that he would have been the rookie of the year. I feel the same thing right now. The way that he plays. Now, granted, his star wide receiver had 2 drops that would have been first downs. No telling what those drives could have materialized as. They ended up punts. Jefferson is not going to drop 2 balls in a game probably again this season. He may drop 1, but he's not going to drop 2, especially for first downs. So I'm looking at J.J. McCarthy as the guy this year at quarterback. What say you?
When you say the guy, what are you referring
the rookie,
to?
the real rookie of the year. They're not going to consider him a rookie of the year because he played last year.
Well, yeah, he drafted.
I look at him. He'll have better statistics than whoever the rookie quarterback is this season.
Well, I mean, I picked Cam Ward to be the rookie of the year, so therefore that will be who he's up against with those stat lines. I think he has more weapons than what Cam Ward has. I think he's going to have those situations where he's going to play better. But if you were to tell me that at the end of the first half, I would have looked you in your face and laughed because his first half was not as good. He did not look good. He threw a pick 6. He did things that were not supposed to happen. So do I think he's going to fare well because of who he has? Absolutely. Kevin O'Connell is one hell of a coach.
Yeah.
O'Donnell is one heck of a coach. You look at what you have on the outside when you've got a guy like Justin Jefferson, who's an absolute freak. And then you bring in an Aaron Jones and now Jordan Mason, the running back. They've got balance. He doesn't have to be what some of these other guys are going to have to do because Cam Ward has to be everything.
Right.
As a rookie. Everybody talks about how we never spoke of him is because he don't have anything to play.
But we also talked about this winning time. Like in the second half, he got better. And everybody don't. Like a lot of times what you see is what you get.
Yep.
And we know that Caleb Williams, he can be Superman at times, but you can't be Superman the whole game.
Right.
You got to be Superman when it matters and winning time. And his coach is going to have to teach him, listen, we don't need you to be Superman in this first half. We need you to manage the game and run the game plan. JJ McCarthy already has that. He ran the game plan. I think he pressed. When he threw that interception, all quarterbacks have overconfidence in their arm. He realized, hey, this is not college. Maybe I should do what my coach is saying.
Right.
And you've seen him get better in the second half. So that's just why I give him the nod. He got better. And, on the drives where they needed to get across the field to set up for a field goal, the 2-minute drill, he looked like $1 million, man.
Well, I'm just like you like to say, I'm not going to crown him.
Let him not crown him.
I'm not going to crown him.
Okay.
And I, for Minnesota fans' sake, I hope that he does become that. Because you let Kirk Cousins walk 2 years ago after putting up unbelievable numbers. You let Sam Darnold walk last year, this past season, after putting up unbelievable numbers and winning 14 games. So you better have the answer with McCarthy if this is what your team is going to be looking like.
They should have built the statue of Kirk Cousins outside. He helped with the population and everything.
You keep thinking Phillip Rivers. It's not Phillip Rivers.
Why did I get them two confused?
I have no idea.
Phillip Rivers got 12 kids.
But that ain't who was the quarterback, man.
Right. Golly, I get them confused.
I'm like, he helped with the population. I'm like, here you go again.
There you go.
About Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers is over with me.
Yeah, he is. He's your comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
That's the one that you were looking for to be your superstar, dog.
Oh, man.
But yeah, you better hope JJ McCarthy is the guy.
He likes to run too, so I want him to stay healthy. I always, every quarterback that runs a lot, I want him to slide and get out of bounds. JJ McCarthy, he attacks the cone, man.
I'm just telling you right now, Mark, your thought processes on how to protect these quarterbacks and how you always talking about
slide
quarterbacks
to the left.
is kind of hilarious to me because you are always on the quarterback play. There he is, the world's strongest man, bringing you his world's strongest take. We're going to close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. But coming up next, some folks are hot. They are hollering at everybody and somebody about to lose their job.
Uh-oh.
Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show.
So Texas goes in there to play him, and Danny Meyer Coliseum in Fort Worth. Kurt Thomas played the game of his life, and TCU upset Texas. So a month later, they have the rematch in Austin. Texas blows them out of the water. Billy Tubbs did not want to go in and do the postgame. That's when he walked into the news conference, stood at the microphone and said, okay, I'm only going to take 3 questions. And then somebody raised their hand. Why only 3 questions, Coach? Now you're down to 2 questions.
Weekdays at 2.
Listen to Something Authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Big delays this morning on I-35 northbound. Cleanup for an early morning vehicle fire is underway at Ronald Reagan Boulevard. 2 right lanes are blocked off, and it's causing a 30-minute backup from FM 972. FM 973 is closed both directions, northbound and southbound, due to a crash at Steger. I'm Jason Fossler with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. you're in good hands with Allstate.
Keeping score of your finances but missed the Bitcoin wagon? There's a second chance called Texitcoin. Score big at texitcoin.org. The Texas Longhorns bounced back after a season-opening loss to Ohio State, defeating San Jose State 38-7 in their home opener of the 2025 campaign. Arch Manning rebounded nicely with 295 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception, throwing 2 touchdowns to Parker Livingstone and Jack Hendries. But it was the defense that was the story, forcing 4 turnovers and allowing just 7 points in the win.
The timely penalties a week ago were critical to us not winning that game. You know, the 1 touchdown drive they have, 30 yards in penalties. And so when you come out today and you have 12 penalties for 115 yards, it was kind of across the board, which to me is my foot's got to get in their butt here on Monday morning. Like, that's unacceptable. And there's a standard in which we want to play the game.
The Horns will stay in Austin hosting UTEP this Saturday. Get in early on the next big coin and extend your lead at texitcoin.com. This is an investment that carries risk. Texitcoin.org.
Hey, it's JB and Sandy. You know, we like to tell you guys about people and places that we do business with because we know they're going to treat you well. And we can certainly say that about our friends Scott and Stacy Feller at Koala Cooling. If you don't have a good relationship with an AC company, make this relationship. Get in touch with our friends at Koala Cooling at koalacooling.com or call them at 512-759-8800.
I know a lot of you are new to Texas, so take it from some longtime Texans and some native Texans on this show. You need a maintenance plan, a regular scheduled service, and you can do that with Koala Cooling for just $27 a month, and you'll just stay on top of it before you have a disaster, before you're caught without AC with triple digits.
It's great because they'll call and say, hey, it's time for your checkup. We'll send someone out there. Are you available tomorrow? And that way you know that your system is working well. Reach out to our friends at Koala Cooling. They are qualified.
iHeart presents Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour, taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th.
Straight out of Compton, it's a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Looking for something new? Try fencing, the Olympic and Paralympic sport that mixes speed, strategy, and fun. It's like chess meets cardio. Quick feet, quick decisions, and a satisfying beat when you score a point. Kids, teens, and adults can start anytime. No experience needed, and many clubs have loaner gear. Coaches teach fundamentals and safety from day one. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
If you missed any parts of it, get over to our podcast page, wherever you podcast, but most importantly, get over to the iHeartRadio app, download it for free, and put up one on your presets. I want to thank Joe Cook of Inside Texas for joining us, Mark Henry, the voice of the Houston Texans. All right, here we go. I want to get into this conversation because news came out after the game on Sunday. The Giants end up losing to the Washington Commanders, and all heck is breaking loose. And then they asked Brian Daboll after the game, who is going to be the starting quarterback? Are you going to go with Jackson Dart? Are you going to go with Jameis? Are you going to stay with Russ? He said, I don't know, or no decision is made. Russ may not be our quarterback next week. Well, he comes back on Monday and he says, Russ is our starting quarterback. It's going to be another tough game. They take on the Dallas Cowboys noon at the Jerry World. And a radio host on WFAN, The Fan, well, let's just say he wasn't very happy.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We were told the offensive line was going to be better. I don't care that Thomas is out. Figure it out. Just didn't have Veritucket. They ran the football down the Steelers' throat. So I don't want to hear about the injuries. It's not about that. I was a believer in Brian Daboll. It's the same thing year after year after year. And then he stands up there in the post-game press conference and says the same thing. Nothing. No, well, this is not on Russell Wilson. Well, then who's it on? If it's not on Russell Wilson and it's not on Malik Neighbors and it's not on Theo Johnson, who's it on? It's on you. This is on Brian Daboll. Even the worst offenses in the league score points. He is an offensive guy. How many different quarterbacks does he need to score a touchdown? They can't run it, BT. Sorry, they can't run the football. They can't protect the quarterback. They are a total mess.
Yeah.
That has to be on the head coach. The Giants can't run the football consistently. They haven't been able to do that for years. Even with Saquon Barkley. How many examples do we need? Saquon Barkley, they have him here. The Giants couldn't utilize him. He goes to Philadelphia. He's the MVP of the league. Wins the Super Bowl. He has a historic season. Daniel Jones, 1 week with the Colts, is lighting up the scoreboard, throwing dimes all over the damn field to receivers nobody's ever heard of. And yet you got Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors. Neighbors yelling at Daboll. Neighbors dropping balls. Theo Johnson's dropping balls. Russell Wilson scrambling for his life. The one constant is Shane and Daboll. That's the constant.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Fired up all the way across the board. And it is embarrassing because of the fact that because it is the point that is being made. There's the constant, and that is those two in the front office and the ones on the sideline.
They are rotten. All you got to do is go last year's to what's the HBO
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Like that whole debacle of Saquon Barkley going to Philly.
But it gets worse. Danny Dimes went out and threw the ball. They beat the Miami Dolphins 33-8.
He looked like Elway out there throwing the ball.
He got destroyed on one play and stayed in the game and continued to move the ball. And now he's in Indianapolis doing his things. But the other part of it is Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel is getting the wrath of one Rex Ryan talking about when do we need to stop with the boy genius stuff.
What the hell is he talking about? You know, maybe he's on a different level, McGenius guy, whatever the hell he is, nerd boy. But anyway, their team has no respect for the coach. They play like that. They're like, come on, man, get us a dang guy in here. Where's the physicality of this team? What did you say?
They're soft. They're soft.
They're soft. Like, I'm with you on that. Every part of their football team. They have tons of talent on this team. Daniel, we were talking, that's why you picked them to win? Because they have tons of talent. Yeah. They don't play with any passion or any smoke to them.
The thing about it is we are getting to a point now where a lot of these coaches that we consider great coaches or assuming that they would be great coaches, and this is my buddy coach, can't be that no more, man.
No.
Quit trying to, as a coach, quit trying to be everybody's friend all the time. You're a leader of men. Lead them.
Yeah, and we talk about it all the time, like outside the air, about fatherhood and coaching, how parallel they are. Like sometimes you're not going to be popular with your kid as a parent.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to be your kid's friend and not their parent, you're doing them a disservice. It's the same thing with these coaches. Like you have a responsibility to the ownership and the team that you're playing and coaching for. You cannot allow a personal relationship with a player to supersede that. And I think that's kind of like what the Giants have done. They're letting the relationship between the general manager and the coach and us being buddies interfere with what decisions they need to make, the right decisions they need to make for that team.
Well, I'm really excited about the debacle that's going on in New York because that's who the Cowboys play this week. And I'm hopeful that their debacle is a lot worse than ours. So therefore, let it happen. Let it happen. It's just the thing that really is getting to the point is the fan bases. It's going back to our conversation. As a fan base, how do you stop it? You stop going. You stop supporting. You don't have to go to the game. You'll be able to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
You don't have to go. But you don't want to penalize the players because of the incompetence of the people in the front office.
So the Giants and the Cowboys in the same boat.
They've been in it. Neither one of them doing nothing.
You're not in the same boat with the Giants. I'm sorry. Giants is on a whole nother level.
They have a lot to work through. They have a lot to work through. And the thing about that whole conversation about Russell Wilson, if you were going to bench Russell Wilson after one game, why would you have started him? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is that even a discussion after game one? And y'all can't even block. Why would you want Jackson Dart to go out there and have to go through that?
Well, I watched Jackson Dart in the preseason.
Oh, he's great. Preseason.
He ran the ball. He threw the ball well.
Vanilla. Nobody was scheming for him.
Nobody was scheming for him, but that might be an advantage. No film. Well, a little film of preseason.
Okay.
You can throw him out there against them Cowboys corners if you want to. Bland is going to take at least one to the house.
Not only just Bland, it's the fact of that defensive line that is getting better. Those guys that are coming off the edge, them young Thundercats that really want to get out there and get after it. Those are the people he need to be worrying about. And Russ can't move around like, I'm not as young as I once was, nor am I even better. Yo, yeah, man, I mean, every once in a while, I'll surprise you with some things. My vocal cords was on point. My vocal cords was on point. But I'm just telling you, some things have to change, and they have to change immediately if you are a supporter of the New York Giants and, of course, the Miami Dolphins, because the Dolphins got beat 33-8 against Danny Dimes. Just remember that. We'll get better tomorrow, folks. Woo. We will have Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. We'll have more of the Texas Longhorns where you can hear from some of the players. And most importantly, we're going to get ready for college football and NFL football as it's just around the corner. Right here on the Morning Kickoff for Mark, for Marcus, I'm Hardball. And just remember this, don't believe everything you see because even salt looks like sugar. Peace. Some fans have superstitions. Lucky socks, sitting in the same chair, and not shaving until Texas wins again.